Shared, ma'am. I shared you, ma'am.
Okay. So, last topic was interest. The question was, the due date of TDS deduction was 25th April and you have deducted on 11th May and you have deposited the same on 5th September. So see, if you have not deducted the TDS, then the rate of interest is 1%. If you have deducted it but not deposited, then the rate is 1.5%. Okay. So for 2 months, starting from the due date to the date of deduction, it will be for 2 months. The interest will be 5,000 into 1% into 2 months. And for the remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, the interest will be 5,000 into 1.5% into 5 months. So for 5 months, interest will be charged. Okay, so the total amount of interest is 475. Is there any doubt? Yes, everyone?
No, ma'am.
No.
Ma'am,
Okay, yes, please say.
ma'am, please show the screen. Ma'am, I want to ask that for the initial 2 months, there will be 1% for the late deduction.
Right.
Is that only, or there will be additional for 1.5% as well? For
See,
initial 2 months, there will be
for
1%
initial
only.
2 months, there will be only 1%. Why there will be only 1%? Because we
For
haven't
late
deducted
deduction.
the TDS yet. That's why 1% will be charged. But whenever we will deduct the TDS, but we will not deposit it, then 1.5% will be charged. But for the initial 2 months, it will be only 1% because we
Okay.
haven't deducted yet. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Priyanka?
Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. Yes. So let us discuss this. TDS deducted on value or inclusive or exclusive of GST. Yes, everyone, please write down in the chat box. It is very simple. I know everyone knows it. Please write down in the chat box. TDS deducted on value inclusive or exclusive of GST. Yes, everyone. Please be interactive. Very good. I'm getting many messages. Thank you.
Right in the
Okay.
WhatsApp group also, everybody.
So this will be exclusive of GST. Rate of TDS if PAN not available.
20%.
Very good. 20%. Suppose in case of TDS on contractor, limit is 30,000 per bill. If the same exceed 30,000, whether the TDS will be deducted on value exceeding 30,000 or whole amount. Value exceeding 30,000 or whole amount.
Whole
Yes,
amount.
everyone.
Whole amount.
Whole amount.
Very good.
Whole amount.
Next, in case TDS payment is made on 8th of next month, interest will be charged on how many months?
1 month.
1 month. Anyone else? Anyone else? 1 month or 2 months or 3 months? Yes, everyone.
8th of
1 month.
Everyone is saying 1 month. But the right answer is 2 months. It will be 2 months. Okay. Why it will be 2 months? Because suppose we are required to deduct TDS on 25th April, but we are depositing it on 8th May. The due date is 7th May. So we are counting from 25th April. So 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30. 6 days. For 6 days, it will be 1 month. And for 8 days, it will be 1 month. So it will be 2 months. Instead of 1 month, it will be 2 months. Even if you are doing 1 day late, still you are required to pay interest for 2.
Okay.
Next question, in case payment to the party not made, is TDS deductible? Suppose
Yes, on
Yes.
yes, it is
because
like
we are
on
deducting TDS on one principle, that is credit or payment, whichever is earlier. Okay. So if we are
Yeah.
recording that in books of accounts, even if we are not making payment, still we are required to give it to the government. Okay. Any one of you, can you please tell me what is 194R? Because this is very important. Why this is very important? Why this will be asked in your interview? Because this is recently introduced. That's why. And why it is introduced. Any one of you, if you want to say about 194R.
Ma'am, if I may please.
Yes.
194R was introduced for the intention was the doctors were giving perquisites to the MDs, which are
Okay.
the freebies were given by the doctors and the
Okay.
pharmaceutical companies for
Hmm.
promoting their product, which was not getting taxed or which was escaping the traces were not to be found. So that for that 194R was to be introduced.
Okay.
TDS is to be deductible on the amount paid to the ND or
Okay.
for the freebies given.
For the freebies given because they are not showing in the income tax return. That's why, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Anything more you want to say? Any more examples relating to this? Anyone? Yes.
Social
Tanuj.
media influence.
So I'm naming you people once. Shefali, Akshita, Anjali, Bhavik has already told. Ayushi. Any one of you? Harshit.
One example on which TDS is applicable is incentive given to distributor, dealers, and sector.
Okay,
Free
but why
samples
this
distributed.
section is introduced? See, Bhavik has rightly said that this section is introduced because they are not showing that an income tax return. That's why this section was introduced. Okay. Now, there are many social media influencers, like suppose technical Guruji. It is given a mobile to display and tell the features of the mobile, and ultimately it is given to technical Guruji. But technical Guruji is not disclosing it in the income tax return. That's why this section is introduced. Because Samsung, suppose Samsung is giving the mobile to technical Guruji, for Samsung it will be a business expense. But what about technical Guruji? It will be an income for technical Guruji. That's why this section is introduced in order to track people that even if they are getting the freebies or perquisite, still they are required to disclose in the income tax return, and that will be taxed as a business income. Okay, for the social media influencer. Okay, so any exception to 194R? Any one of you want to say?
Sales.
Exception to one sales. Okay, any else? Anyone? Anything else?
Like you said, influencer, if that product is given back to the company, then 149 R will not be applicable.
Yes, obviously, if it is given back,
Yeah.
it won't apply. Anything
Yeah.
else?
Reimbursement of expenses to pure agent.
Okay, reimbursement of expenses. See, if
Rebate, cash discounts and all.
okay, cash discount, rebates, and all. Suppose I am an employee of the organization and I am getting one trip to London as a perquisite. Then it will not be taxed under section 194R. It will be taxed under section 192. Okay. So this type of questions can come in your interview. I think you can take the screenshot as well. The rate of TDS is 10% and the limit is 20,000. Okay. So the rate is 10%, threshold limit is 20,000. TDS deductor in this, other than individual or HUF, it is applicable. But in case of individual or HUF, if their turnover in case of business is more than 1 crore and in case of profession, it is more than 50 lakh, then only this section is applicable. Otherwise, this section is not applicable. Okay, one question I want to ask you all. Yes. Am I audible? Please write down in the chat box if I am audible. Okay. So my question is, which section, in case of which section, even if I'm taking personally something, suppose I'm taking a residential house or I'm taking interior services, still I'm liable to deduct TDS. Even if I'm not having TAN number, even if I'm not liable to take TAN, still I am liable to deduct TDS. In under which section?
194M.
194M is one section. Anyone else? (194IA) and 194IB. IA relate to transfer of immovable property. Even if I'm purchasing a residential house which is more than 50 lakh, still I'm liable to deduct TDS, even if I'm not having TAN. In case of section 194 IA. And in case of section 194 IB, if I'm paying monthly rent more than 50,000, then I'm liable to deduct TDS at the end of the month, at the end of the year, or at the time of vacancy. When I'm leaving that property, then I'm liable to deduct TDS in case of 194 IB. Okay. Okay, thank you so much everyone for your time and patience. Hope this session was good. Kindly give your feedback to Ghansham sir about this session and tell me if you require any of my assistance or further session. Thank you so much everyone for your time and
Definitely, ma'am,
patience.
your session was great, okay, and everybody will be giving a feedback, okay. I think it was great, right, students? Yes,
Yes,
Shefali.
sir, it was
Yeah,
great.
yes, it was good.
Yes, yes.
Okay, you will give the feedback over the WhatsApp group. Okay, I'll send it to ma'am. If you give, I get the feedback of everybody. I'll bring her again. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, thank you everyone.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, ma'am.
Yesterday's feedback also left. Okay, you will be giving that also to Kanika ma'am. Okay, over the group. I don't understand. Is the sessions you are doing okay? You should be giving feedback. Okay, so you will be giving feedback over the group. Okay, they're basic manners. I can't teach these things. If you don't learn these things, then what will be the benefit of yours ultimately? That should be done. Yesterday, C ma'am gave the certificate also. Group discussion. Such a great thing, okay? I never give certificate. I don't like certificate. Sig ma'am gave na group discussion. So do that also, okay? Thank you so much.